Hi, everybody, and welcome to week 9. This week, we're going to begin to look at a period of history that, in many ways, is kind of a shifting moment in American history. We are going to enter into a period that historians have regarded or called the Jacksonian era, and it is a time in which there are many things changing politically, culturally, socially, economically. The United States is developing in a number of different ways. As we will see later in other lectures, this is a period of beginning to be rapid industrial development in the North. There are major reform movements going on in the United States around this time, including issues of temperance, abolitionism, the women's rights movement. And we're going to be talking about these things later on. But this week, we're going to be focusing on two significant issues, and one's going to be looking at the presidency of Andrew Jackson. And during his time as president, he dealt with a number of different things, including fights over the National Bank of the United States, which had been rechartered following the War of 1812, thanks to James Madison. Andrew Jackson was not a fan of the BUS, or the Bank of the United States, and he will have battles with a guy named Nicholas Biddle over rechartering the bank. We'll talk about that. He's also going to have some issues with respects to Indian removal. And indeed, during the presidency of Andrew Jackson, the Indian Removal Act of 1830 will be passed, and this will be a horrific event in American history where Native people, largely confederacies in the South, in Georgia specifically, will be removed. The Cherokee, the Choctaw, and others will be forcefully removed from their land on something known as the Trail of Tears, and the United States will settle those regions. And this will lead us into the other topic that we're going to look at, and that's westward expansion. Something coined by John L. O'Sullivan as our manifest destiny, that is, our God-given right to overspread the continent. And of course, the problem with that is that this idea of the United States as sort of being a frontier, that there's the American West, it's a frontier, that suggests that there's no people living in that area. And of course, that's not true. As we will see this week, we're going to have to forcefully remove natives from their land. We're going to be waging war against Mexico in order to obtain land. And so we have to understand that when we're thinking about manifest destiny, we want to be very careful not to think of the American West as a frontier that was basically open for Western and white settlement, and that's not really true. There were people already residing there, and the fact that that was true, it brought conflict between white settlers and their want for land. And so we'll be looking at these issues this week. And of course, as we acquire more land, this is going to bring about new discussions, or in fact raise old discussions about the institution of slavery and whether or not it can exist in new territories that seek to become states itself. So lots of things we're going to be looking at this week. I do want to make you guys aware that I am still working diligently on getting through those PowerPoints, so if I haven't gotten a grade back to you, please know that I am working on those. I had 3 different classes, 4 actually, submit PowerPoints, so I had quite a few of these to grade, and it takes some time to get through them, so just be patient with me if you haven't gotten your grade back on that. Otherwise, that's pretty much what I have for you this week. You might want to be thinking about a topic like this for maybe your next PowerPoint if you're interested, and indeed manifest destiny is something that can be tied into almost anything, almost, not completely, but almost everything that we'll look at from here on forward. So like I said, that's pretty much all I got. So if you have any questions, please contact me. Otherwise, go in peace, be warm and filled. May the force be with you. Live long and prosper, and may the odds forever be in your favor. Be blessed, guys.